The conference with its 50-year history has made a significant difference in global tobacco control, but the conference has never been in Africa until now. Africa is a target of the tobacco industry, and there's a major concern about increasing tobacco in Africa. And it's been my dream in the years I've been involved with the World Conference that it take place on the African continent.
It's part of the vision of the chairperson of the conference to bring it to Africa, recognizing two things. Firstly, that the World Conference has never been in Africa before, but also Africa is the future battleground for tobacco control. The tobacco industry wants Africans to start smoking. Africans are young, we're becoming more prosperous, and therefore if they can get young Africans to start smoking, they'll have customers for the next 50 years. So Africa is the battleground for tobacco control, and we in the tobacco control movement want to make sure that the tobacco epidemic does not gain ground in Africa.
We're hoping to generate some capacity among both young men and young women to take the movement forward. I think a lot of people think that tobacco control is done or it's over. People who aren't so close to it as we are, but that's anything but true. Some of the countries taking up tobacco now have huge populations. So there's still a lot to do and a lot of capacity building to do among young people.
It's the big event for tobacco control. It happens every 3 years, and this is a time when the world's tobacco control experts come together and talk about what works, what doesn't, in order to achieve the public health goals of reducing tobacco use and tobacco harm.
I think the main challenge in tobacco control for this conference to address is really the tobacco industry interference. It's an old story. The industry interference is getting more and more serious these days. As we are making more progress in tobacco control, the tobacco industry is really fighting back. And I think the battle is getting more and more fierce. Old topic, but I think still biggest challenge.
Taxation. The more expensive the products are, the less they appeal to women, to young people, to poor people, and that begins to reduce prevalence almost immediately. We have so much evidence that it really works.
Tobacco-free generation is not just a dream, it's real. We want this to happen, and again, we know the only thing that can stop that is the industry. I mean, if the industry were not doing it, if they were not going to make any tobacco going forward, it would happen. We've got evidence of what works. The only thing that will make that not happen or make it get into being implemented in a large scale and rolled out around the world, the industry remains the barrier.
The science is going to be very exciting for this conference because we're seeing some new issues coming up, some new research, and some of the trends are to do with criminal liability against the tobacco industry. Some will be informing people about all these new products that are out there that, you know, like e-cigarettes, the water pipes, there's all sorts of novel products now that are turning up, and people need to be ready for those and prepared and know what to do and know about the evidence. You know, are these harmful? Are these harm reduction products? You know, what is the evidence?
The new insights about tobacco control in this conference is really, for the first time, we are seeing more presentations, more symposia about heat not burn tobacco, which is a very new form of tobacco products, and it's gaining popularity around the world, from Japan to Eastern Europe and more in the US as well. And the tobacco industry is really taking this opportunity nowadays to promote this new tobacco product in order to get people addicted. This is a new challenge for us, and I think this conference is a very good opportunity for scientists to come together and discuss this very important topic.
For the first time in 50 years, we're having a designated track on social justice issues that's going to look at issues around women and gender and vulnerable populations and poverty and Indigenous people. And this is new. We haven't sectioned this out before, but it's so needed. And we've been working for a very long time with the International Network of Women Against Tobacco. And we've been wanting a track like this for a very long time. So this is going to be very exciting, and we're so thrilled that it's happening in Africa.